Hi ladies, this video is for how to write systems of equations from context, basically word problems with systems of equations. So this is how we set one up. Let's say, for example, we have this problem. A jeweler has a fixed amount of gold to make bracelets and necklaces. The amount of gold in each bracelet is 8 grams and the amount of gold in each necklace is 24 grams. He makes a total of 13 bracelets and necklaces using 168 grams of gold. So we want to make a system of equations to figure out what? Well, the number of bracelets he made and the number of necklaces made. Okay, so what is it that we don't know? We don't know how many bracelets that he made. So maybe we'll just call that B. A number of necklaces could be N. So the first thing is we just define variables that we want. So B can be the number of bracelets he made, and N can be the number of necklaces. We knew it wasn't any of these other options because actually we either don't need to know these or the amount is already given. Like we know it can't be the amount of gold because we already know the amount of gold is 8 grams. Okay, so then we make a system of equations. So what do we know? The amount of gold in each bracelet is 8 grams. So if he uses a total of 168 grams of gold, 8 of those grams come from a bracelet. So for every bracelet he makes, it's 8 times more. So 8B will represent the amount of gold that came from bracelets. So for example, if he made 2 bracelets, then he used 16 grams of gold. 8 times 2 is 16. So that works. Okay, so that's from the bracelets. How about from the necklace? Well, for every necklace he makes, he uses 24 grams. So 24 times the number of necklaces, N, tells me how much gold came from that. Okay, so that's going to be one equation. The next piece of information we have is that he made 13 bracelets and necklaces. So that means 13 equals the number of bracelets B plus the number of necklaces N. So I know I have a system because I have 2 variables and 2 equations. So now I can type in my system of equations. 168 equals 8B plus 24N, and 13 equals B plus N. And there you go. That's how you do those. We can do another one as well. Lemonade. See, I get to choose the problems. Okay. Eli and Samantha, they work at a dry cleaner. Good. They're ironing shirts. Eli irons 20 shirts an hour. Samantha can iron 35 shirts per hour. Samantha worked 2 more hours than Eli and they ironed 400 shirts. Write a system of equations to determine the number of hours Eli worked and the number of hours Samantha worked. Okay, so that's our first clue. These are going to be our 2 variables. Hours Eli worked, hours Samantha worked. So let's call our variables E for Eli and S for Samantha. Let E be the number of hours Eli worked and S be the number of hours Samantha worked. Okay, now let's figure out what else we know. Samantha worked 2 more hours than Eli. I went straight here because I'm looking for information that connects the amount that Samantha worked and the amount that Eli worked. So, for example, if Eli worked for 4 hours, Samantha would have worked for 6. Eli worked for 5 hours, Samantha worked for 7. So whatever Eli worked, I add 2 to that and it gives me Samantha. So one of my equations has to be E plus 2 equals S. So put that one down. E plus 2 equals S. And what's the other information? They ironed 400 shirts between them. So 400 is going to equal something. Well, Eli ironed 20 shirts per hour. 20 shirts per hour times the number of hours Eli worked is the number of shirts he ironed. Similarly, Samantha's rate, 35 shirts per hour, gets multiplied by the hours she worked, S, and that equals 400. So 400 equals 20E plus 35S. Don't be confused by the fact that I wrote in units, like here. This S is not the same thing as that S. This is S for shirts, and that's S for Samantha. Okay, let's see if Delta Math likes this. There we go. Okay, so that's how you write the systems of equations. Next part is going to be how to solve it. Good luck, girls.